Before you get too far along in the reading for the next style unit, where we're going to be reading Strunk and White's Elements of Style and Joseph Williams' Style, Lessons Towards Clarity and Grace, and a few other things, I wanted to prime the pump by offering two suggestions about reading and things to be on the lookout for as we get into this. The first thing is that while I want you to read both of these style manuals for the rules that they offer and the advice that they offer, I don't want you to just simply take the advice that they offer as the truth. And I want you to try to critique them, try to read them critically and carefully, try to figure out why are these writers saying what they're saying, what is the context that they're writing from that makes them say these things, and so forth. Let me give you an example, kind of what I mean here. When in a literature class you're assigned something like, say, Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet, you don't just read it for the plot. You don't just read it for, like, well, the ghost of Hamlet comes to Hamlet and says you have to avenge my death, and then this happens, and that happens, and things like that. And then, by the way, in the end, everybody dies. Rather, you read it for what does it mean? What does it mean that Hamlet is? What does it mean that Hamlet's father is coming back to suggest that he avenge his death? Is Hamlet crazy? Because that's one of the debates about this. What does the relationship between Hamlet and Hamlet's mother? How does that work? Because it seems sometimes fraught. Also, Hamlet's relationship with women generally is sometimes fraught. You get the idea, right? In other words, when you read literature, when you talk about literature, yes, you talk about plot and what happens, but you also dig deeper into it and think, why is it happening this way? What does this mean? I want you to do the same thing with these style manuals, okay? So read them critically, try to figure out what is beneath the advice that E.B. White and William Strunk are giving. What's beneath the advice and the response to the advice that that Joseph Williams has, because in a lot of ways Joseph Williams is critiquing the advice that Strunk and White give in his book. Okay, that's thing number one. Thing number two is this is a unit where you have to do the reading. If you don't do the reading in this unit, you will not be able to successfully write for this project, and that's all there is to it. Furthermore, while Strunk and White is short, it's sometimes difficult to read because it's not written as a book to read. It's a reference book. And so reading the whole thing is kind of like reading a phone book or something because, it doesn't have a narrative story to it, if you will. Williams' book is intended to be read from beginning to end, but it's a complicated book because Joseph Williams is writing for an advanced writer, like you, someone who is serious about writing and someone who's interested as a profession, someone who's not a first-year writing student in college. So it's dense in places, and if you don't understand it all, that's okay. But you still need to do the reading of both of these books and the other materials that I'm assigning with this unit. Okay, let's get into it.